In the business world, there's a powerful new player emerging in the C-suite. It's a role designed to tame the wild frontier of artificial intelligence and turn all that massive potential into real, measurable results. So, what's their game plan? Well, let's dive into the playbook for the Chief AI Officer.
And that's a totally fair question, right? The C-suite is already pretty crowded, so why add another chair at the table? It's because most companies are absolutely drowning in AI hype, but are starving for actual AI impact.
And that gets right to the heart of the problem that's hitting so many organizations right now, a state of what you can only really call AI chaos.
Man, this phrase just nails the problem, doesn't it? There's a huge difference between doing AI and actually getting value from AI. And for way too many companies, that gap is a black hole where profits, efficiencies, and competitive advantages just vanish.
Just think about it for a second. Everyone is experimenting. You've got these exciting pilot programs popping up in every department, vendors are pushing the latest shiny tools, and there's just a ton of activity. But when the CFO comes around and asks, "So, what's our return on all this AI investment?" Crickets. You get an uncomfortable silence.
So what's really driving all this chaos? Well, it kind of boils down to three key things. First, portfolio complexity. You've got so many ideas bubbling up, but no real system to decide which ones are worth pursuing. Second, risk density. AI brings this whole new layer of complex risks that you can't just tack on at the end. And finally, adoption friction. Look, you can build a world's greatest AI model, but if your team doesn't actually use it, it's completely worthless.
And this, right here, is the leadership vacuum that the Chief AI Officer, or CAIO, is designed to fill. They are the solution to the chaos.
Now, this definition is so important. A CAO doesn't just manage a few projects. They build a system, a value creation engine. Their whole job is to create a repeatable, predictable process for turning brilliant AI ideas into real, tangible business value over and over again.
A lot of people get confused here and ask, wait, isn't this the CIO's job or the CDO's? And that's what this slide clarifies. Your CIO or CTO, they're focused on the tech infrastructure. The Chief Data Officer, they own the data itself. But the CIO, they're the integrator. They're the one person who owns the entire value chain, from the high-level business strategy all the way down to the bottom-line impact.
So, if they own the whole system, what does that actually look like on a day-to-day basis? Let's break down the 5 key domains that a CIO is really responsible for.
You can really see how these domains create this perfect, logical flow. First, the CIO sets the direction. Then, they govern the portfolio of projects to match that direction. They create the rulebook for how AI gets built and scaled. They make sure it's all done responsibly. And, this is the big one, they build the system to actually track and prove the value. It's a complete operating model for AI.
And let's be crystal clear here. The CIO is not supposed to be a bottleneck. They aren't meant to sign off on every single line of code. Think of them as the architect of the operating system. They build the framework that empowers teams across the entire company to innovate with AI, but to do it safely and effectively.
All right, let's put you in the hot seat. You just got hired as the new CIAO. The pressure is on. How do you go from just having a new title to building real momentum in just 3 months? Well, here's the 90-day playbook.
This playbook is incredibly disciplined. The first month is all about mapping the chaos. You're listening, understanding what's already happening, who wants what, and where the biggest risks are hiding. The second month is about building the guardrails, putting that basic governance in place to make smarter decisions. And that third month, it's all about execution, proving this new system actually works by delivering a real, tangible win.
And this is the ultimate test, the moment of truth. It's not about writing a fancy strategy document. The goal by day 90 is to have something real, out in production, with the systems in place to monitor its performance and track the value it's creating. This is how a CIO builds instant credibility.
So, once that initial credibility is locked in, the focus has to shift. You move from those quick, short-term wins to the long-term mission, getting the entire company to move beyond the AI hype.
And this right here is such a critical mindset shift. A flashy demo that wows everybody but never goes anywhere, that's not success. True success is building an engine that delivers measurable value from AI at a steady, predictable pace. It's about turning innovation into a reliable, almost boring business capability. So how do you actually measure that? Well, success falls into three big families of outcomes. The first one is value. This is the hard stuff: revenue uplift, cost reduction, productivity gains. Did the AI actually improve business performance in a way you can see on a spreadsheet?
The second family is adoption. This is huge because value is only unlocked if people actually use the new tools. Are employees engaging with the AI? Is it really becoming part of their daily workflow? Or are they just finding ways to work around it?
And the final piece of the puzzle is risk. Can you sustain these improvements safely over the long run? Do you have the right controls in place? Because managing the downside is every bit as critical as chasing the upside.
When you boil it all down, this quote really brings it all home. It's basically the CIO's mission statement in a single sentence. It's not just about building cool tech. It's about building a trusted, enterprise-wide capability for continuous, AI-driven improvement.
Which leaves us with a pretty fascinating question for the future, doesn't it? As AI stops being some special project and becomes a fundamental part of how business gets done, is having a leader who can master the system going to become a matter of basic survival? It's definitely something to think about.